So the question that was posed was doing things the right way versus being flexible and lenient while being a Peace Corps volunteer during your service. So the first part, doing things the right way. I think that, of course, in anything that you do, you should use best practices, should be transparent, working with your partner to develop real skills, and having a good moral compass through it all. I think that while in your service, you'll be thrown a tremendous amount of curveballs as you go through your service with requests, with different people that want to work with you, with different pitches that come your way. And some will be tempting as far as maybe working with somebody who carries a lot of clout in your community, or someone that works for an organization where it's something that you want to do. It's something that fits your needs, and maybe the project in general sounds very interesting. Maybe it's something you've come into the Peace Corps expecting to do. And I think in all of that, you need to keep a clear head and try to stay grounded with your own ethics. I mean, how will you conduct business? How will you go about working with that person versus being flexible and being lenient? I think what that means, what I interpret from being lenient or flexible, is that the project may have a physical asset attached to it as the benefit. So instead of it just being a skills training, maybe it's receiving some equipment. Maybe it is actually winning a grant and receiving money, which I can't say is entirely bad, but it can be bad if you have the wrong partner. So to put this all into perspective, I can come up with one example of when I worked with a counterpart to receive equipment after going through a Peace Corps funded grant. And we filled out the application together. We worked for about a month putting it together in both English and Romanian. We had built a full plan about the training that was going to be unrolled thereafter. And furthermore, we prepared the budgets, we got the community contribution, we had the signatures for those that wanted to go through the training, and at the end of the month we went through the interview process and were approved by our managers and some other volunteers. So about 2 weeks later, we received our equipment. Everything had been approved, and in came the time for the actual training. So we were supposed to be training counterparts on how to use the specific equipment, and it's meant to be for not only the people that we directly work for, but other members of our community. Things didn't work out. Once that funding was transferred, the project partner had disappeared. Not physically, but as far as the motivation for the actual project went. So, I had no gauge on that. I didn't know what to think. I was 6 months into my service. I was still, trying to learn the culture, learn the language, and that was a huge blow for me. I was really excited about the project, and in order to fulfill what we had to fulfill, I felt that I did my best to pull the weight to implement the trainings that were supposed to come thereafter. So it just becomes difficult because even thereafter, there's more people that requested projects. There's more people that wanted to win grants. There's more people that needed equipment to start their businesses. There's no way around it. They needed that equipment. So you have to gauge the person that you're working with all the time. You have to see what they've done in the past. Perhaps they've worked with other volunteers. We had a great success with our community basketball court project with the school principal who had actually worked with a volunteer before to, repair the bathrooms at the school. And, I kind of had that referral before working with him. So you can't sit there and say that every single person, that wants, equipment or wants money is going to use it for, let's say, selfish purposes or, just the credibility of winning a project. There are some people here that are really doing well for their communities and going into projects the right way. So, use your best judgment, and I'd love to open up a conversation about this, so please leave a message in the comment box or